Is it a little strange that we're about a day or more than a day since the shooting down of that object over Alaska or off the coast of Alaska yesterday? We still haven't been told by the government what it is.
Airspace over Lake Michigan in the American Midwest was briefly closed for defense activities this morning, folks.
This is the fourth time in 8 days the U.S. military has shot down an object over North America, certainly unprecedented in the history of this country. A U.S. Air Force F-16 fighter jet shot down a mysterious octagonal object over Lake Huron earlier today using a Sidewinder missile. That object flying at 20,000 feet. That's notable because that's much lower than those two objects shot down over the past 2 days.
Officials there say this latest incident is the first time NORAD has ever taken down an aerial object, and it adds to a strange and growing list.
With yet another aerial object being shot down, this time over Canada.
After the White House revealed just this afternoon that an F-22 fighter jet shot down another object flying over Alaska.
For the third time in a week, an unidentified object has been detected in the sky over North America and shot down. It follows two similar incidents over U.S. territory.
These back-to-back mysterious objects raising urgent questions about who owns these aircraft and where they could be from.
Canada's Prime Minister Justin Trudeau tweeted he ordered the takedown of an unidentified object that violated Canadian airspace.
And what about this element of Natasha Bertrand's reporting that the pilots had differing accounts as to what they saw? And in this one particular piece of information that she just reported again a few moments ago, which I think might be giving some people the willies, which is the pilots could not ascertain as to what the propulsion system was of this particular object.
Canadian Armed Forces and police now searching for wreckage in the Yukon as a similar recovery operation unfolds in neighbouring Alaska. Another unidentified aircraft shot down there yesterday. Among questions to Canada's Defence Minister, one reporter asked if there were indications the downed aircraft was not terrestrial, not from this world. No suggestion of that.
One senior official describing it as cylindrical and silverish gray. The Pentagon saying it's about the size of a small car.
Do you have anything to say about the object shot down over Alaska, Mr. President?
The White House says the object was first detected Thursday evening. Fighter jets sent to observe, determining it was unmanned. The president briefed Thursday, giving the order to shoot it down Friday morning. An F-22 fighter jet taking the shot at 1:45 p.m. This object didn't appear to have the gondola underneath it, like the suspected Chinese spy balloon that was brought down off the coast of the Carolinas.
There's no indication that it had any capability to be powered or to steer in a particular direction or to collect intelligence.
And there were worries tonight that a fourth might have been spotted in Montana. The FAA actually closed airspace over part of Montana for a short time.
Shut down airspace over northern Montana, but it is unclear whether that involves another aerial object.
Another odd incident in the skies. Airspace in Montana was briefly closed by the FAA Saturday while NORAD fighter jets were sent to investigate a radar anomaly near the Canadian border. But in that case, Andrea, aircraft did not find any correlating object.
So you can see here from our chart, a week ago over the coast of South Carolina, yesterday off the northern coast of Alaska, as you see here, and just now this afternoon in the Yukon Territory.
One an alleged Chinese spy balloon, but the other's a mystery.
But it seems there are some significant differences between the object that was shot down today and the Chinese spy balloon that was shot down last week.
NORAD refused to offer any more specifics. This is the second object detected in the Arctic since Thursday night. A senior U.S. official tells Fox that object was not detected until it had already successfully penetrated U.S. airspace over Alaska and then shot down by an F-22 Raptor launched from Elmendorf Air Force Base in Anchorage.
A statement from NORAD, the North American Aerospace Defense Command, says the agency detected a radar anomaly and sent fighter aircraft to investigate. They found nothing, so the FAA reopened airspace a short time later. But it just shows how seriously the U.S. is taking all of this.
So while the Pentagon on the classified side could have been tracking some of these balloons for years, certainly going back, let's talk about those UFOs that were seen off the USS Nimitz in the Pacific years ago. Remember, we had those fighter pilots saying they saw this unidentified craft, they're moving quickly. Some of the pilots I've heard that have, including some of the ones that have spoken to the pilots that shot down those craft over Canada and the one over Alaska yesterday, say these were not balloons. These were, craft objects, if you will. They're very similar to those that were spotted spotted over the Pacific. So it's very concerning.
Debris in all 3 locations still being recovered this morning. Any connection between them, as well as their origins, capabilities, and purposes, still unclear.
They knew about that first spy balloon the minute it was approaching the Alaska coast. We know that because now they've spotted 2 and told us about it, to your point, right away. And John Kirby did not even announce that they saw that second object that we were talking about yesterday until a reporter asked him. And so you have to ask, why?
Right.
Why did it take a question for Kirby to reveal that information when he should have been saying that the minute he walked up to that podium? And then you have the President of the United States, and I'll leave it here, saying that the spy balloon, despite traversing across our country, going over ICBM sites and overhearing conversations that it could surveil, the President had the audacity to say it wasn't a major breach. Apparently it was, Alicia.
And then we haven't figured out what happened last night with Montana. I know you're an Army guy, but tell me what's going on.
Well, my brother's an Air Force officer, now retired, but this is a breach of our sovereignty. They know they're not supposed to be in our space.
Only one confirmed to be from China.
Well, we've now took out 3 aircraft, and then last night, as you mentioned, in Montana, there was a ping on our radar. Now, we don't know what that ping is. We scrambled our fighter jets. We could not get eyes. We don't know what exactly it was. But, it could have been, how radar is. It could have been anything. But
Scottsdale got a big jolt over the weekend when a loud bang that sounded like an explosion shook a lot of people up. Thankfully, no one was hurt. But right now, nobody knows where the noise came from. It's the sound heard all around Scottsdale. A number of home security cameras captured the big boom that rocked several Scottsdale neighborhoods over the weekend.
There was a flash.
And he's heard from homeowners who felt it as far north as Shea Boulevard. He's looked at his security camera footage over and over again and still can't figure out what it was that woke all his neighbors up.
Almost looked like lightning, but I think it was clear skies on Sunday morning, so that couldn't be it.
A mysterious noise stunned New Jersey residents last week. Tonight, we're hearing what it sounded like.
She said she heard the lamp shake, and she felt the house kind of move a little bit, and she didn't know what was going on.
If you're one of the many people throughout New Jersey and Delaware who heard a loud boom and felt the earth shake yesterday, don't worry, it wasn't an earthquake. Take a listen. A home surveillance camera in Mount Laurel captured that loud noise.
Tonight, authorities don't know what was behind a boom that was heard in Powell yesterday afternoon. Listen. All right, that boom was captured by Steve Roach. It's been all the talk on social media.
Did you hear it? Maybe it shook your whole house or woke you up from a late morning nap. Pretty scary stuff. What some are calling sonic booms heard around the Florida Panhandle and in Baldwin County. Someone's weather camera catching it all. Check it out. This is what Asa Schlobel's weather camera caught in Molina, Florida this morning. And then the messages started rolling in. Some of you sending Fox 10 News this. Sonic boom or earthquake. I'm in Foley and I'm seeing reports from Robertsdale, Alberta, Lillian, all feeling it as well. Whole house shook 3 times. Triple sonic boom really shook house. Felt boom in Rosington community. Y'all felt that earthquake? What's going on? Well, no, it wasn't an earthquake. If it was, it would have shown up on the United States Geological Survey. And as you can see here, nothing to show.
Well, hundreds of people near Marshall County say they heard an explosion last night. County officials are now searching for the source. KCCI's Amanda Rooker is here with why this boom might be a yearly trend, Amanda.
Laura, Marshall County Emergency Management says they've gotten reports of this mysterious blast around the same time on the same date for 3 years in a row. And they're still searching for exactly what that boom is and what's causing it. Some say that blast was so powerful it shook their windows. Others say it sounded like something smashing through their roof or into their home.
Similar loud noises and vibrations were heard last year in South and Central Jersey. The source of those noises, still a mystery. In Oakland, New Jersey, Christine Sloan, CBS 2 News.
Imagination running wild, wouldn't you say? There are several reports out of South Jersey tonight. Even more booms today in the same mid-afternoon as the time frame as North Jersey experienced the other day. Still no explanation of any of all of this.
So the mystery remains.
That it does.
Officers were unable to locate an exact location of the reported sounds and sights. No injuries or damage were reported.
No, the flashlight and then the bang immediately after.
Eric Bailey tells us the blast shook his entire South Scottsdale neighborhood, and he's heard from homeowners who felt it as far north as Shea Boulevard.
I was just laying up in my room, and I just hear like a bunch of shaking and like a boom outside, and I was confused what it was.
The source remains a mystery. The U.S. Geological Survey tells us no seismic activity occurred. That means it was not an earthquake. New Jersey State Police tell us they heard nothing about it. Tonight, speculation runs wild.
And what's most interesting is people are hearing it and reporting it from up north around the Ringwood area, down as far as Norwood.
One person saying, heard a loud noise that made us literally search the horizon for a mushroom cloud. We thought we were being bombed. The U.S. Army Research Base in Rockaway Township. A spokesperson tells us their only activity was at 2:30 that afternoon when they disposed of munitions. The U.S. Geological Survey said it wasn't an earthquake either.
A military jet can cause it. Tonight we reached out to our local bases but haven't heard back.
If you were in the Sierra Mesa area this evening, you probably heard and maybe even felt a number of mysterious booms. It sounded like explosions. There was an especially large concussive boom at about 10:15. We certainly heard it here. It's about a block and a half from us. The explosions could also be heard in North Park and Mission Valley with reports of helicopters flying overhead. Well, just a short time ago, San Diego police confirmed to NBC7 there is a pre-planned military training underway right now in the old Fry's Electronics building.
Yeah, good evening, Kathleen. Being along the coast here, so many people are used to hearing those military aircraft flying ahead, but according to the witnesses we talked to, this was something distinctly different.
The USGS say that there were no earthquakes at the time. The military is saying it's not on their end.
Boom like that, I just assume they're flying something around.
The mystery boom heard from North County all the way into Mexico, and even the mayor of San Diego got in on the action. But again, the military says it wasn't them. A lot of fun on Twitter as well. Phil Mickelson saying, sorry everyone, just testing out some new drivers. People were tweeting, Manny Machado must just be working out. So many people trying to understand exactly what this boom was. We'll continue to dig on this, but this is the third such boom that has happened with no real explanation since the beginning of 2021. That's the very latest from Oceanside. Jamie Chambers, Fox 5 News.
A lot of people heard it and said, what in the world? But maybe it was something outside of the world, as Pat suggested.